Welcome. In front of me is a NUBIA Focus 2 Ultra, and today I'll show you how you can go through the setup process of this device. So, when you boot it up for the very first time, you should be presented with the same screen that you can see on my end. Now in here you get to select your desired language, which for me is already selected the correct one, and you can also select actually a region, which I have I guess United States selected. I think we also might have a region selection. No, never mind, we don't. So I'm going to be changing it in here. So let's find English and select something that isn't the US or UK, as both of these are pretty damn shit. So I'll be selecting, okay, I guess I don't have that many options. You know what? I would prefer to be considered like I'm from India rather than from US or UK. Anything but UK. Jesus, even citizens of UK don't want to be there. So in any case, now I do want to point out one thing. When it comes down to this region, this might have a little bit more impact what you select, because as you probably are aware, or if not, I'm gonna make you aware right now, there are obviously places like European Union, which that's where I'm from. Well, I'm from Poland to be exact, but it's part of European Union. And EU basically is very consumer friendly, and they don't give two shits about giga corporations having control over US. And in that aspect, their laws that they're pushing are very disfavorable to some companies like Google, Apple, and so on, because they're not working in best favor of consumers, they're working in best favors of shareholders, right? And we all can come to that conclusion right now. So the reason I'm mentioning that is because if there is some kind of law passed in EU that forces these companies to abide by our European Union laws right here, then obviously they will have to, or they can just cease doing business here, which losing like third of the world as your consumer base, that's not a very feasible kind of alternative. So they will comply. And usually that will most likely end up with them complying for that region and having different laws for different regions or different services, let's call it. So as an example, in EU, where stores need to be, for Apple as an example, open to people, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be too open for US citizens if they can still get that Apple tax from everyone else there, because obviously US is there to suck the dong out of from Apple just so they continue doing business in the US, so US can at least get little bit of tax from them. Otherwise they would just kind of, move over shores. So in any case, when selecting region like this one, or like here, you might select one that is more favorable to consumers. Here, unfortunately, we don't really have that many options, but any option other than US or UK will be better. For God's sakes, don't ever even select that you're UK, as UK government just already wants to blatantly spy on everyone. Oh no, you said something mean. You said that someone is retarded on the internet, like most of the ruling people in UK. Oh no, that will be a sentence for you. You're going to prison for speaking mean. Politicians can go F themselves in UK. Like, that is just moronic kind of bullshit. And they still claim that it's a free speech there. So when selecting this, I would highly recommend not selecting UK in there, even if you are from there, as possibly, and this is speculation, this is nothing that I can ever check, that even, if it's even working or if they're doing it. As just to give you a backstory, UK wanted to force, I believe it was Apple, to give them backdoor to people's phones, so they can literally have control and access to all the personal information of people's devices without those people ever consenting to it. Now, first time around, I'm pretty sure the company denied it, and because of that we kind of knew about it. But if they are going to be forced by law by UK to do this, then they're also going to be forced to not disclose that they have done this. So who knows, maybe they have already implemented a backdoor, and hopefully selecting any kind of other region that you're not in UK could kind of exclude you from this just iron grip kind of control over your own life without you even knowing it. Because being considered a criminal till proven innocent and having any kind of person be able to access your phone, apart from the politicians who push this, obviously, is, to me at least, is a no bueno. So don't select UK. Anyway, moving on. I spent a little bit too much time there, but moving on, we have connect to mobile network by inserting a SIM card. You can obviously do that if you want to, or you can skip it if you don't want to insert a SIM card. You don't need to, which is fantastic here. We can also skip connecting to Wi-Fi, so we can set it up offline, and we get this message that we won't be able to sign into Google accounts throughout the setup process, restore apps and data throughout the setup process, get software updates throughout the setup process, and automatically set the date and time throughout the setup process. Now I'm adding throughout the setup process here because this is all invalidated after the setup is completed. You can change all of these options later on if you want to. And this is kind of more like a Google's fear-mongering to try to get you to connect to network, just because, it benefits them to have you connect to network as more data for them. And obviously, Google is a company of gathering data, not software, really. Anyway, moving on, we have date and time. Now that is showing up because I didn't connect to any kind of network, so I can fix it up if it's incorrect in here, or I can just ignore it if I don't really care. I can obviously change it in the settings later on, or connect to network, and it will be automatically set then. Moving on, we have the set PIN. By default, it opts into a 4 to 6-digit PIN, but we can select screen lock options and choose pattern or password as well. Or you can skip this if you want to. If you select any kind of password or pattern, I'm going to select a pattern right here just for the lulz. So if you select any pattern, you also have the option to add a fingerprint sensor. That is optional. You don't need to do that. So we can go back. Oh, there we go. And it automatically progresses to the next page. It looks like there is no face recognition though. Now, moving on, we have Google services like location scanning and sending user and diagnostic data. Now, this is one more place where I want to kind of stop and explain this a little bit further, because these are so vague and so meaningless that it's best that you know. So, use location implies that basically certain applications require location services like GPS, for instance. It allows them to triangulate where you are in the world, and for instance give you whatever content would be in that area. As a kind of first thing that comes to my mind would be things like Tinder. It literally requires you to enable location, otherwise it won't function. Now I want to kind of point this out because you can turn this off. You can turn off also send user and diagnostic data, and this would imply, with all of these off, that your device doesn't send basically any user data, nor is it even visible on the map where it is located. But that would be false. That would be blatantly inaccurate, because your phone might not let you use applications that require locations, but it sure shit knows exactly where you are located in the world, because it might not be using Wi-Fi or GPS navigation to know where you are located. It can use other people. So as an example, if you're on a street and you want to be completely incognito, off the grid, but you still have a phone in your pocket that is on, even if it's off, it doesn't matter, and everything is here turned off, it would mean that it cannot use location, so it shouldn't really know where you're located. It should not be sending user and diagnostic data, therefore no data should be shared anywhere, and it shouldn't be scanning for anything. Yet I can tell you that your device will most likely be connecting to other phones through whatever means it possibly can to get through them relate to where you are located, where your device IP is located. Therefore, basically selling your location out anyway without your permission. And with all of these options, it still doesn't matter. And just to put that in a kind of more of a broader term, when you have criminals that basically take their phones, they literally put it in airplane mode, disable everything, and go do whatever nefarious things that they do, they still get found because of their phones. Now, do you think that's because these options do jack shit? Because I can tell you they don't do much. That's why these people are being found. Now, in this case, it might be a good thing, right? But in a case of just trying to have privacy over your own life, I consider that to be a blatant kind of infringement to your privacy, which you should have control over. and especially when you select that you don't want your phone to scan for things or know your location, and yet it always does. So just know that these options basically do nothing. Now, moving on, we have Welcome to Daily Wallpaper. We also have the toggle to help make daily wallpaper better by sending user and statistics and crash reports. Now, I sure as shit didn't pay for a phone for you to use me as a beta tester. So no, you should never agree to that unless they're gonna be paying you for this. I mean, shit, you paid for their beta test device in this case, so they might as well pay you for your work when they want your input or reports or whatever. But all in all, I will say that I wouldn't probably recommend using the daily wallpaper because the wallpapers here are pretty horrid. In any phone with the wallpaper carousel or whatever it's called, these wallpapers are pretty shit, and I just hate it. I prefer to have a static wallpaper rather than have a wallpaper of a maid cleaning at one point show up on my phone and having to explain to like a spouse or someone, why did I have at some point on my phone a wallpaper of another woman? You can probably imagine how that could cause some problems. So be very wary of that. Now, the wallpapers that they show right here are okay looking. There isn't anything like super weird, but I did encounter weird wallpapers. I don't remember what brand of the phone it was, but for the most part they have the same crap on them. So let me see if I can quickly find some like fantastic pictures. So bear with me, I'm actually gonna pause. Okay, so I've got two amazing wallpapers that I've at one point saw. This is on one of the devices that we had right here. This is basically the wallpaper carousel. This is someone cleaning a freaking lawn chair. Great wallpaper. Another one is Edward from Twilight. And obviously there are some other ones like hands, just hands, no context needed. Or for instance, like I said, a maid cleaning or just some random ass woman with luggages. Like, great, yeah, fantastic wallpapers. So I never recommend really setting this up. It's primarily dog shit in general. Next we have privacy policy. You can read this if you want to. It's like accept, that's what we need to do exactly anyway. And accept here as well. Encryptions and erasure. Basically your data is encrypted, so anyway, I'm gonna select next. Device security. Oh, we actually do have face recognition in this case. For some reason when we're setting it up, it didn't really show up with this and only wanted to add a fingerprint, but you can now add face recognition here as well if you want to add that. I'm gonna just ignore it and move on. And here we have system navigation, and we have two different methods of navigating. We have the gestures, which are selected by default, and we have the buttons. For some reason they don't show up when you click on them, but in any case I still want to use gestures, so that's what I'm gonna click on and move on. And then we're gonna click on get started, and this takes us to the home screen. And there we go. So I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.